Hi, my name is Craig Martin. I've been in the financial services industry for 25 years, partly as a portfolio manager in various different roles, as an analyst as well. And what we're going to discuss in this little video is how to obtain stronger CAIA results. And by stronger, I'll explain to you in a minute. But first, just to get some disclaimers out of the way, CAIA don't endorse OnMyCourse or any product provider for that matter. We don't get remunerated by CAIA. We're merely there to help support the candidates for the CAIA Level 1 and CAIA Level 2. By our support, you'll be able to get not only a pass, but stronger results. At the end of the day, when you get your results, you either get a pass or fail. You don't get told what percentage you get, but you'll get an indication of whether the course content on, say, hedge funds or private equity, were your results comparable to others, or were you a standard deviation above? So if you were higher or stronger, that means that you were obviously outperforming the bottom half or the reference group by at least half a standard deviation. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to make sure that we cover all the material very well, so that when you do get your results, you not only pass, but you're in the higher or stronger category. As you can see, professional standards and ethics was something that I did very well in. If you've done the CFA exam, you'll find that pretty easy if you manage to pass. If you've never done any finance degree before, I'd suggest that you maybe just sign up for the CFA Foundations investment course. It doesn't cost anything. Pass that first and then come back to CAIA. Otherwise, you may find it a bit challenging. CAIA do give an indication of how long it should take, and they say about 200 hours. But if you've never done a finance exam before, you may have to put in more than 200 hours of prep work. If you've passed CFA level 3, you may really find CAIA a piece of cake. It is a lot of material and it's a certain way of thinking. But once you've got the way of thinking, once you understand how their questions are laid out and what they're trying to achieve, it's really not a difficult exam. It's just a lot of work and a lot of preparation. And the format of the exam is a computer-based exam. It's all multiple choice questions, basically broken up into two sections of 2 hours each, or 120 minutes. So you get 100 questions, so basically 1.2 minutes a question. You may have 3 or 4 options in terms of the multiple choice, and you run through that as quickly as you can. You're free to take a 30-minute break, which I see no reason why you shouldn't take advantage of that. Make sure you come back though, because the clock is ticking, and then you can carry on with the second section of 120 minutes. And so in total, you're looking at 4 hours of 200 questions. The questions normally come in batches, so your professional standards and ethics questions will come first, and maybe you're going to get the first paper 15 or 16 or 17 of those questions. Overall, between the 200 questions, you're probably going to get about 35 or thereabout professional standards and ethics questions. And then you'll see it will run into the introduction to alternative investments, and so it will go on. And so it helps to know the section of course material, that particular chunk of work, so that you understand where you're answering from. And if you know the type of questions that come out of that chunk of work, it's going to help tremendously. The course is divided up into 7 topics. The first topic, as I say, will be familiar to you if you've done the CFA. It's professional standards and ethics. And you'll see that it covers the first basically 6 standards: professionalism, integrity of capital markets, your duties to clients, your duties to your employer, investment analysis, recommendations and actions, and then conflicts of interest. This makes up a weighting of between 15 and 20% of the exam. So you're going to get at least 35 out of the 200 questions that are going to come from this. So it's a big chunk. We suggest that we do it now up front, but we come back and we review it well towards the end as well. You'll see in our schedule, we then move on to the introduction to alternative investments. What is an alternative investment? The environment for alts, quantitative foundations, statistical foundations. We look at benchmarking and performance attribution, alpha beta hypothesis testing, regression, multivariate and nonlinear methods. But really not that difficult, but it is a big chunk of the exam, so 20 to 25%. And so we encourage you to go through this, because you're going to get at least 45 questions on this particular section. The third topic is on real assets. So there we look at commodities, forward prices, and then really looking into liquid and fixed income real estate equity investments. An important topic as well. It makes up between 10 to 20% of the paper, so you're going to get at least 30 questions on that particular topic. Next up is the hedge funds, and you're going to look at the structure of the hedge fund industry, macro and managed futures, event-driven hedge funds, relative value. You basically need to understand these various different categories of hedge funds, and you're also looking at roughly 30 questions that are going to come through the two papers. Private equity is a very easy topic, short topic. You look at the different debt types, mezzanine, finance, leveraged buyouts, etc. under the private equity environment. And this is a small section, 5 to 10%. And so what we do is we cover this topic very early in our schedule and just make sure that you understand it, because it's really nothing difficult. Okay, then there's structured products, which can be a little bit challenging. It makes up 10 to 15% of the weighting in the paper. So you're going to get about 25 questions on this. We also suggest that you really pay attention to it. So it's something that we've left for last because there's a little bit tricky in terms of the type of questions that they ask on us, but we'll help you through that. Risk management and portfolio management, very easy, especially if you've done finance before. In terms of the calculators, just keep in mind that CAIA only lets you bring in one calculator into the exam. You're welcome to use the BA2 Plus Professional or just the normal BA2 Plus Texas Instruments, or you can use the HP12C or the HP12C Platinum. We teach based on the BA2, the Texas Instruments calculator. If you haven't yet signed up for the CAIA exam, you simply go to caia.org under /registration-and-fees, and there you'll see the various dates for the exam windows. The September setting and the March 2020 setting is there. If you register before the 13th of May, you're able to receive a $100 discount on your registration, and all you do to register is you click on the right hand side there where it says exam registration. It'll then make you fill in your personal details, and you're going to get taken to a candidate registration to accept, and once you continue there, then you can carry on with the payment. So what has the pass levels been like? Well, when CAIA started, obviously they wanted to try and get as many candidates as possible, and so the pass rates were a lot higher. They were in the mid-60s. And you can see in the last two sittings, only 54% of those who actually sat and wrote the exam were able to pass and get through. So I think it's certainly becoming a bit more difficult. And again, you need to really put in the time. Practice as many exam questions as possible. If you can put in 200 plus hours, and if you're able to get between 75 and 80% on your mock exams, then I'm pretty sure that you will pass the CAIA Level 1. What we offer as on OnMyCourse is basically a very structured study program. So we help you to get through all the material in a logical manner as quickly as possible. We give you the OnMyCourse study notes at least 2 weeks before the commencement of the online video lessons. And then we have on a Tuesday and Thursday each week an online video lesson. So we encourage you, please, if you can't make it, watch the lesson again the next day. It's not a problem. The recordings are there. They can be watched several times if need be. Then after each video lesson, we encourage you to attempt the online question bank after each topic. You also have online review meetings, which allows you to ask the instructor various topics. We're hoping to get some guests in as well on some of these review meetings where you can speak to real hedge fund managers, private equity managers, ask them questions. And then we have a chat room forum where you can talk to each other about certain topics. I will intervene. We will have various answers there. And then you're able to sit for 3 mock exams. So that's basically 200 questions per mock exam session. And that really helps to ensure that you're prepared. So it's essentially 12 hours of exam questions. Now, why OnMyCourse? OnMyCourse isn't the only product provider out there. You may be aware of Uppermark, which specializes in the CAIA exam as well. Kaplan Schweizer do various financial charters and designations. Wiley does the CAIA Level 1. But if you're looking at pricing, even with the discounts, the CAIA exam is not a cheap exam to start with. There's no reason why you can't still use any of these other product providers' test banks or mock exams, because they do sell different parts of their course separately. As a quick note here on our class schedule, you'll see that we have a lot more lessons that are available than the other product providers. And so we encourage you to visit these topics. Each of these lessons will be at least 60 to 90 minutes. Some will stretch on to almost 2 hours long. But the point is, all the material is going to be covered in a video lesson, and it's a fantastic way to learn. Your notes you can go through approximately 2 weeks before the class commences, and there will also be an opportunity for review classes. Now the big difference is we've put, if you look at this particular slide, there's a specific code. If you put that code in on checkout on the OnMyCourse website, you'll be able to basically receive the course for a fraction of the cost. So we're looking at $350 after your discount, and we believe we offer a lot more. So that's less than half of what the other product providers are charging, and we think we offer a lot more, at least 20% more in terms of the mock exams, the material, and we're really there to help hold your hand and to make sure that you pass this exam. So really it's a worthwhile investment. If you're serious about passing CAIA, spend the $350. You won't be sorry. So on the home page, just simply click on your product. When you've got to the product, then you have a coupon. Just enter September 2019 and then apply the coupon, and there your price will be discounted from $650, which only runs until the 13th of May 2019, and this coupon is also applicable to that period of time, and then you'll only pay $350 for this course. Go for it, have fun. If you've got any questions, email me at info@onmycourse.com.